After years of speculation, we finally have definitive proof just how far Frodo and Sam walked from the Shire to Mordor, thanks to a book that came out yesterday, September 2nd, 2021. Now, I've got my measuring tape and my map of Mordor. Let me explain. So in the nature of Middle-earth, we get 2 points of reference and the distance in between them. The first point of reference is the Sea of Rhûn, a sea just northeast of Mordor. From there, we travel all the way west to the Blue Mountains, which, as you can see by my tape measure, is roughly 20 inches. According to Tolkien, the space between the 2 points on the map is 1,250 miles, which means 1 inch on my tape measurer is 62.5 miles. Then I took points of reference on Middle-earth that Frodo and Sam traveled to and measured it. From Frodo's home in Hobbiton all the way to Rivendell is roughly 420 miles. Then the Fellowship travels south to the Mines of Moria, roughly 180 miles. This is where it gets a little tricky, because from the Mines of Moria they travel to Lorien, and then from Lorien they travel here, to San Gebir, but they do it by boat, and it's a very windy river. However, if we are doing this as the crow flies, it is roughly 300 miles from Lorien to here, San Gebir. This is where the Fellowship breaks up. Then they travel from the San Gebir to a place called the Emyn Muil, which leads them to the Dead Marshes. This is about the time they meet Gollum. From there, they go to the Black Gate of Mordor, roughly 180 plus miles. But they can't get into the Black Gate in the north, so they travel south, down to Minas Morgul. This is where they meet Shelob, roughly 120 miles. From Minas Morgul, they travel to Mount Doom, which is roughly 70 miles. To make it easier on myself and you, I made each point on the map 60 miles and then added in the extra 2.5s where they needed to be. You add it all up, you get 1,323 miles. However, because I can't take into account just how far it is from the Mines of Moria to Lothlorien, I think it's fair to say that Frodo and Sam traveled 1,350 miles from the Shire to Mordor. For my American viewers, that's all the way from the middle of West Virginia to the middle of Texas. And for all of my European viewers, that's 2,172 kilometers, roughly the distance from Toledo, Spain to Berlin, Germany. In the meantime, I'm going to keep reading this book. Make sure you're following for more obscure Lord of the Rings facts.